Welcome to Bold, where culture, creativity, and courage collide. Today, we spotlight a voice that embodies the spirit of artistic boldness and community vision. He's more than an artist. He's a curator of culture, a storyteller through sound, and a visionary who's redefining the creative pulse of Jacksonville and beyond. From his roots in hip-hop and visual art to his role as a cultural connector, Chris Clark, better known as Cooli Ras, continues to push boundaries and inspire the next generation of creators. So lean in, because this conversation isn't just about art. It's about legacy, movement, and what it truly means to think bold. And now, here's how he thinks bold.
Welcome to Bold Podcast.
Hey, we back.
We finally back, but we really got an amazing young man, special guest. In my opinion, and I might be a little old school, but this is probably one of the dopest creators, artists. Definitely, brother got a lot of style. You see,
Swagged out. I know, swagged out.
Kind of corny right here. I can see it. So, Mr. Chris Clark, what's happening, brother?
Oh yeah, what's going on?
What's happening, man? We excited. We've been really wanting to talk to you for actually was this past Think Bold?
Yeah, this past Think Bold, yeah.
Once people were able to put that exclusive limited edition art on shirts.
Yeah.
I don't know, is that how you're supposed to say it? Is there a better way to say it?
Art on shirt.
Okay, fucking art on shirt.
Custom collab.
So but brother, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. So, I got a zillion questions, but I know we got, so much time, but I was able to meet you. We was talking earlier. It was 2016?
Yeah, 2016.
So prior to we meeting 2016, when did you start getting this creative mojo in your art flowing?
So I pretty much always had it.
Okay.
I've been doing art since I was a kid. It's something I always knew I wanted to do. I didn't know what it was gonna look like. And I did the 9-to-5 route, and that wasn't working. So I think prior to that show, so it's crazy. So the story goes, I was working at Citibank, and I went to work one day. I pulled up in the parking lot, and I just couldn't go in the building. I couldn't make myself. I called my wife. I was like, I can't go in. And I told her, like, long story short, I think I want to try this art thing. And she was with it. She was like, if that's what you want to do, I know that's rare.
Yeah.
She was like,
that's very rare.
That's very rare. I was going to say, you got to put a pin in that. You can't just skip
to work.
Yeah, you can't just skip past that. That means, you truly have a soulmate.
Yeah. But you think you want to do it, you think you can do it. Like, I believe in you. So like a few days later, I put in the my resignation. But the reason I did that is because I had been trying to set up at Art Walk. And so the way my schedule was, I could never make it to Art Walk. I always worked on that day, like the whole data, like an ugly schedule, like 2:30 to like 10:30 at night.
Wow.
Art Walk is like 5 to 9.
Right.
And so I couldn't get Art Walk off. I think I had applied to be a vendor. I couldn't get any vendor spots. And then I saw that they had like another section where you could set up outside of a business. So I looked at Chamberlain's. I emailed them. I emailed a bunch of people. I emailed the Cigar Lounge. Cigar Lounge was the only place that hit me back. And so I met with the creative director you had.
Marika.
Yeah. And she was like, well, instead of just setting up a table, why don't you just do a whole show? We'll take all the art down, put your art up.
Wow.
But I worked. And so I had to make a decision, like, am I going to have this one solo show and not go back to this job? Or am I just going to do the job and, like, sacrifice not being able to have this one opportunity? I chose the Cigar Lounge.
Wow. That's you.
Been doing the art ever since.
That is amazing.
Whoa, I never even knew that.
That is amazing.
Whoa.
So that was that moment. That was that jump off the bridge moment. Jump, sink or swim, leap of faith. Yeah.
Wow. So I got to shout out to Marika, number one, for y'all chopping it up, making it happen. But now I want to let folks know we always been down with this young man. Now what? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
That's huge.
that's dope.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so next year, make 10 years.
Wow.
That's cool. So as a self-employed person who's built their brand, what is probably what was that journey like once you decided to step away? Was it a easy uptick? Was it like people like, oh man, we've been waiting on you to do this, or that's how it was?
Oh no.
Yeah. So what was that?
The opposite.
It was the opposite.
I mean, I think with any like entrepreneurial endeavor, like it's hard. It's like 10 times harder than any 9 to 5 I had. Like working a regular job is easy compared to like trying to get it on your own. So like I had to get in like a certain mindset. So I like told myself like this is still a job. I had to treat it like I was still in 9 to 5.
That's good. That's good.
Like it's not a hobby. I'm not playing around. Like I enjoy it, but like we still got bills. So.
But now the fact that you had the discipline to take that approach of like, nah, I still got to treat this like a 9 to 5. Let me wake up, set a schedule for myself, so forth and so on. That's dope.
Yeah. So I mean, that's what I did. I mean, like over the course of like all these years, like I always tell like young artists like it looks cool on social media. Like don't let social media fool you. Like I've taken a lot of L's. I've fumbled a lot of opportunities, missed a lot of money, mismanaged money, unintentionally burnt some bridges, like all the things, but it's been super rewarding too. Like I've had a lot of great wins. I've built a lot of strong relationships, made a lot of connections nationally, internationally. So
what I like to ask, and I'll chill, but I was really curious. You sparked the thought. How long did it take you? So once you stepped out, was it a year? Was it 5 years? How long into your journey were you like, okay, I kind of got a rhythm going to entrepreneurship, because that's truly what it is, right?
I don't know if I made it there yet.
Okay, copy that. Yeah,
so
that's real.
Like I treat every day like I don't ever want to get comfortable.
Yeah,
like I don't ever want to get like I got it now, because then like that's when you start to slow down and you get stagnant. So like every day I'm growing, learning something new, trying new things, like just trying to expand other regions. And so I've learned a lot along the way, so I'm a lot more like knowledgeable than 2016. So I know a lot. I know my way around like the art world now. So that took me probably till like 2018. Maybe.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Whoa, so we were talking earlier, talking about expansion. So tell us some of the markets, in different cities and states, where you either have your work at, where you've been traveling and doing exhibitions. Am I saying that right? Exhibitions and different shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, so
Give us the markets.
Yeah, I've had work all over. Right now, let's see. So I did Philly a few months ago. Indianapolis last month, had a big art fair there. I'm in a museum in Charlotte, North Carolina right now.
Whoa.
I'll be back down to Miami in December for Art Basel. What else? Something coming up in Chicago. Something coming up in LA. So
Whoa.
all over. Yeah.
So the Art Basel, what's that experience like when you're around all these different artists? I'm curious because that's like the Super Bowl.
That's Mecca. Absolutely.
I love Art Basel. I always encourage artists, like if you've never been, like you got to go at least once. Even if you're not showing anywhere, like just go to experience it. Like the whole city and like surrounding cities too, just like erupt in art shows, art talks, lectures. Like it's a huge opportunity to like learn, network, meet people, get your art out there if you are showing. So I love it. Like I love to just be out there, even if I'm not showing work. But like fortunately, I've been showing there since 2017.
Wow.
Every year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That every time I see it, every time I've gone a couple of times, it's like a football. It's like Super Bowl.
Yeah. That's dope, man. Yeah, one thing one of my old music business mentors told me, and they taught me years ago, they used to be like, you know, Mo, why don't you come to, back then it was like festivals. We had like How Can I Be Down?
Yeah,
You
that
had
was
like
crazy.
Grammy Week, and even for the gospel music side, we had this thing called GMA Week. I would never go. I would be there, but I would never go.
Yeah.
I would never go to the events. And one thing they always told me was like, hey, you'll never be a power player in this game until you show up and be a part of it. You really arrogant to think you can change the game just because you're good at what you do.
Yeah.
There's an infrastructure that's built that you need to plug into. And to me, I think when I hear you talk about Art Basel, that kind of the same thing for art, the art world.
Oh yeah. I mean, it don't even have to be something that big. So I tell artists all the time about like the importance of being in the room. So it can be around Jacksonville.
Yeah,
Like there's
that's
a
good.
gallery show. Like
That's
somebody
good.
be there so
Yeah.
people can get familiar with you and learn about you and what you do. And like you never know who's in those spaces.
Yeah, that's good. That's
I mean,
good.
with social media too, like
Yeah.
you can be in the room virtually too.
Facts.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you did some was it JTA bus stops or put some art somewhere for JTA?
Oh yeah, a little competition they had that they started up last year.
Yeah. Now, what was that? What was that?
So they just reached out to local artists. So they're building all these new bus shelters, like these state-of-the-art bus shelters. And so they wanted to decorate them with like original artwork from local artists. And so I was one of the first artists in like the first cohort to get their artwork from the shelter. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen some of the work. I was like, first of all, is it was innovative for JTA to even think outside the box.
Yeah.
Be bold.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
think bold.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, but then to be able to see your work, and then be able to see young people at the bus station, or just anyone at the station, and be there and sit there and see something like that. That was dope.
So I have a crazy JTA story. So in 2020, I don't know if y'all seen the Arlington mural, that big mural.
Yeah,
It used to be on thing that was plush.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was working on that mural one day, and a bus driver rolled by and like stopped the bus on the side of the street and hopped out. And I went over there to talk to her, and she was just asking about the mural, and she made a little joke like, "Put me up there." And I was like, "Let me take a picture of you." And I took a picture of her, and I was like, "Yeah, I might put you up there," like just joking and stuff. But then like a few months later, JTA had built they had just built the new headquarters. And so they put out a call for artists to like put art in there. And so I applied for it and I painted that bus driver.
Wow.
And so they put it in there, it was accepted. But the crazy part is they end up wanting to purchase it. And so they purchased it.
Wow.
It had like a little plaque. And the reason they did that is because that bus driver, they called her a hero. Like she had saved the lives of 2 passengers on one of her buses at some point. But it was just crazy how that worked out.
Wow.
She just happened to ride by, and that was actually like one of my first oil paintings. When I first
That's
started.
so cool, man. That's a wild story right there, brother.
That's crazy.
So now that piece lives at JTA.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's a wild story. I mean, but you know, that to me, that's like how being in tune enough with, you know, just with what's going on around you to seize that opportunity. Because really, that's what that ended up being,
That's
right?
an opportunity.
Yeah, and not being so caught up because you were working. You said you were working on the building, right?
And
you could have been so dialed into that to where you was like, you know, didn't want to talk or communicate
just
with
wave.
them. Yeah, just wave. But you seized the moment, like, you know, although probably it was unbeknownst that, but you know, I'm just a big believer in karma and like everything what goes around comes around, good, bad, or other. But you put that out there and to see how it circulated back around. That's dope.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm excited about you, are and admire. You know, I always hear, whether it's a recording artist, whether it's creators, whether it's whatever type of art, you know, it is business too. It's personal people too. So it's everybody. It's everybody. I don't want to make it's everybody. But you know, a lot of folks use excuses. So when I hear you say, "Hey, I applied for this. I look for these opportunities," like what? Because I think folks need to really know that, you know, because people don't do that.
Yeah.
If the opportunity don't knock on their door,
Yeah.
whatever, it's whatever. Versus, let me knock on some doors. Let me
Yeah.
go out there and figure out something. So what gives you that drive to understand that I actually have to knock on doors? Sometimes my door won't get knocked on.
So I think it's a few things. So one, I forgot what I was going to say. Hold on.
Take your time.
Oh, so for one, I think failure like keeps a lot of people from like applying for
Yeah.
opportunity or looking for opportunities. And they're thinking about, well, what if they don't choose me? And so what I always tell artists is that like even if you don't get it, like I've gotten plenty of rejection letters, but they know my name and they've seen my work now. And maybe I wasn't right for that opportunity, but maybe something else will come up and then they remember me.
Yeah.
But that'll never happen if you like if you didn't apply in the
Yeah.
first place. So you'll never know. And then like another thing is I'm probably gonna get in trouble for saying it. I think a lot of people still see art as a hobby. And like there's a lot of artists who are like they're not serious about it. They kind of like cosplaying the artist, like it's a costume.
Yeah.
And so when you're serious, you educate yourself. So I used to do music. I used to be a music producer.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I used to read this magazine, Scratch magazine, back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
It was like for DJs and music producers.
Definitely.
And I was reading this one interview. The guy was talking about, I think it was No ID, can't remember. But he was talking about getting into the music industry. He was like if you want to get into this business, the first thing you need to do is pick up a book and read about it. And so I had like all kind of music production books. And so when I started doing the art, like nothing changed.
Yeah.
And so in order to even look for opportunities, you first got to know what you're looking for.
Fact.
And so like a lot of artists, they just know I can paint good, I can draw good, and that's it. Like they don't even know what to look for out there.
Yeah.
So like even when I apply for stuff, I don't just apply because it says call for artists. Like I'm looking at like who's the curator, who's the juror. But then you got to know who those people are.
Right.
And so like I think a big part of it is just like educating yourself like on the art industry.
Yeah.
And like figuring out what it is you want to do. Like I had a mentor a long time ago tell me like you gotta like pinpoint like what it is you want to do. Like at the time I was trying to do fine art and commercial art. And he was like, it's not hard to do both, but like a lot of people gonna struggle trying to do like more than one thing. So like pick one lane
Yeah.
and focus on that. So once I did that and I figured out where I wanted to be, then it was easy to like map out how to get to that point. So like yeah, a lot of artists don't know like where they want to be. Like they don't have a destination. It's like they just want to make art.
That's good. That's good. I mean, they really, like you said, to have that destination, have a
Yeah.
goal. Like you got to have goals. Got to have something you working towards. You're not just doing it.
Yeah.
You know, because even in the music side, Troy and I both just with our endeavors of the music business, I think we've seen that a lot of really talented people, right? But when you say, okay, we used to do this thing called was it the 30 60 90? What's your 30-day plan? What's your 60-day plan? What's your 90-day plan? And then a lot of them would get stomped at that notion because they'll be like, oh, I just wanted to make music. But okay, the most frustration comes is after you made the great piece of art, great music, what do I do next?
Then what?
So instead of running to make another piece of art, which you should, I mean, if the creative juices are flowing, but how to monetize, how to scale the art to be able to, to be able to live.
Yeah, you know, I had to get educated. I want to ask you when it comes to the customer, the person that's buying your art. I actually had to get school. I have a good friend back in the day from my town who's he was an artist. But I remember going on a Tom Cruise like party thing.
Yeah,
You know,
Tom Joyner joint.
Tom Joyner.
Yeah.
Tom Joyner, excuse me. So, and there was this art, for lack of better wording, masterclass. And it was really to educate you, you know, so when people see work, especially when you start talking about your original work, you know, sometimes those numbers can be wherever they are, you know. But I'm glad I went to this class because, you know, when you see art for XYZ, especially original work, some people who might not be fine connoisseurs of it or aficionados of it, they be like, damn, shit. But when I went to this master class, for lack of better wording, it was on a cruise. The guy was breaking down, okay, the brushes is I don't know, and I can't remember, it's camel hair or some type of hair. You know, so we got the brushes. He said, then we got these different paints. And these paints could be like $60, $80 for a little tube or whatever the case may be. So he broke down the expense from when it comes to an artist of everything he or she has to purchase and the stuff they got to do, and then their time, their labor. And so that masterclass taught me to not only respect, especially original work, but to understand, you know, outside of how many hours it took to make that piece of art. It made me like, okay, I get it now. Like it really schooled me. So I said all that to say, do people get it now, or does there need to be some schooling to understand that, you know, original art, that shit costs?
I think some people get it. Some people still need to be educated. Like, you know, you have people who are like avid collectors, and you have people who are new to it. But I think there needs to be, especially amongst Black people, like we're not as big into collecting, not even just for like investment, but just to like be keepers of the culture and history and stuff. So I think there's a huge like opportunity for that. We got a lot of athletes who collect Carmelo Anthony, Kyrie Irving, like a lot of people. And so I think Black people in particular, like they could be a little bit more educating on like the art market and the benefits and all that stuff.
That's good. I like you said, like what you said, keeping of the culture. That's a great perspective.
That is great.
Yeah,
because I was bugging out when I was like,
and that the understand that, I think we talked about that one time because you was telling me about that class. One tube of paint, a small tube, could run that. It could be that pricey.
Oil paint. Some oil paints can get up there. Like I bought like a small tube for like $30.
Wow,
it's a lot.
And somebody want to come and say, "Hey man, can I buy that for $10?" On the payment plan, $1 a month for 10 months.
Wow.
But one other thing too, I just wanted to say, because we do have a big business audience. What would you, as a representative, because you really are a pillar of the art community here. So as a pillar of the community here in Jacksonville, what would you want the business community to know about the lens of an artist? How, you know, whether y'all want to do business with them or whether you want them to come out to support the art, the shows, or yada yada. What's the kind of undertone murmur of the art community?
Like as far as them coming out, like
just in general, you know, like as far as, because I think even the reason I asked that question, because sometimes one of our early clients, they were kind of like, hey, we want to reach out to the art community, we just don't know how. We don't know how to get in touch with them. We don't know where to start. And they were a really big company. So they were just kind of like, and then they just don't, you know, if they don't know, then they go on Fiverr and or go to YouTube and find like how to engage. So that's what I was trying to say. What would you want them to know as far as reaching out? You know, even the importance of it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You try to choose your words.
Let me see. I mean, I guess first it is important for them to reach out. Like we're out here, I guess we can make it easier to like find. Like I hear a lot of people when they talk about like things to do in Jacksonville. Like you just gotta find it. So there's a lot that could be like more accessible. But I mean, we do a lot of stuff, so I think it's just a matter of reaching out and like coming out to the events and like networking. Like same thing I was talking about earlier, just like being in the rooms.
No, I got you. That makes sense. I mean, you know.
So tell us where your studio, so folks, I don't know if they need to make an appointment, Like where where's your studio? I mean, I know, but I want you to tell
Yeah.
me. And I don't know if it's more of an appointment thing or how's
Yeah,
that?
so I have a studio over here in Springfield at the Phoenix Arts and Innovation District. So the developers who created Wynwood in Miami, they have Phoenix now. And so 5, 10, 15 years from now, we're hoping to have a big artist district hub. So yeah, we've already undergone some renovations over there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
nice.
it's coming together, but it's not really by appointment. Anybody can reach out to me on any of my social media handles, and
What is those handles?
Cooli Ras Art on all handles. Yeah. Same name everywhere.
So now tell me where the Cooli Ras
Yeah.
came from.
So Ras, RAS, that's short for Rasta. So I grew up Rastafari, and so that's where that comes from. The Cooley is funny. So there was a reggae DJ when I was a kid. His name was Waggy T. And he was like one of my favorite reggae DJs. I had like all his mixtapes. I later found out he was like a Chinese Jamaican guy.
Oh, wow.
Like you hear his voice,
Wow.
you wouldn't even expect
That's
it.
pretty cool.
But when I was making beats, I think I was about 17 years old, and I started doing reggae beats. They call them rhythms. And so I was doing my reggae rhythms, and I was like, I don't want to use my rap beat name for when I do this. And my rap beat name was Skinny C. Everybody knew me as Skinny C. So I was like, I need a new name, and I really like Waggy T. And I think at the time, like swag was like the N. All the songs, everybody was saying swag. And I like Roz. Everybody always called me the coolest Rasta. Like since I was a kid, like I had these long dreads. So like you the coolest Rasta we ever met.
That's cool.
And so I was like, what about swaggy Roz? But I never really liked that word. I didn't like swag.
Well, it definitely was overused in that era.
And so since everybody always talked about like how cool I was like, cool Rise. And I was like, well, if I put a Y on it, Cooley Rise. And I was like, well, I don't like what that looks like when I write it. So I added an I. And so that's where Cooley Rise was born. But it's funny, when I got older, people from the islands would be like, oh, you a Coolie? And so I later found out that in the Caribbean, a Coolie is a person in the Caribbean of Indian descent.
Oh.
So I'm like, I didn't even.
Wow.
My name comes from like the word cool. I didn't even know about that.
Yeah. That's dope.
But I just kept it because like everybody knows me by that now. So.
That's dope.
Man, no, I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna make y'all laugh now. I always been fond, and I have a few friends that are Rastafarian back home, and I was always been fond of, the things they read and yada yada yada. So I think I was trying to be Rasta for like 1 week.
Oh, you made it through a week.
Maybe half a week. Maybe half a week.
That's funny.
Like, but no. And I have one more question. I didn't want to forget this. So Phoenix Arts, we're actually going to do a Think Bold mini meetup there. So I know we want to make sure that we figure out some collaboration there, and figure out maybe some type of theme where maybe that's what we'll focus on is art.
Oh, absolutely. That's a must.
Because we talked to I think Emily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll figure something out there. But what do we need to do as bold thinkers? Not only think bold, but just us as a community to really, because there's a lot of different organizations that do great. They're amplifying the art community very well. There's no denying that. What can we do extra to, because, Jacksonville, as we talked earlier, we're trying to figure out what our identity is in our community.
Yeah.
And that's been the big conversations. We're getting ready to speak on some organizations to help give some information about that. But in your opinion, what can we do as a community to help amplify, to help support, so So that could be a part of Jacksonville's DNA, the arts, you know. And I'm not sure what's going on now, but I'm curious.
That's kind of a hard question. I mean, I think the work is being done right now currently. I guess just like more supports for the arts.
How can we
Not-
support? How can we do that?
Yeah, not just financial support, like that's always needed,
Mhm.
but like just people coming out, like coming out to art events that we have, coming out to art walk, to art shows. One of the things I talk about a lot is the importance of like art galleries. And I know that's not like something that like the common person can do, but we don't really have a strong gallery system here in Jacksonville. So like we don't have galleries that represent artists and expose them to the world. So like most galleries, not most galleries, but like a gallery that you would find in New York. So like they would represent artists. They get artists into these big art fairs, which puts more eyes on them. So then their work gets collected by organizations. Their work can get acquired by like museums, and so that helps the artists rise in their status and in their career. And so what I find here in Jacksonville, like we have like a tremendous amount of like amazing talent here. Like I've gone to Art Basel, I've been to all these places, all these museums. Like we have artists here who can like paint next to anybody in the world, but the world don't know like we exist.
Yeah.
Like I've even asked like some big curators and stuff, like, you ever been to Jacksonville? They're like, what's that? Like it's not even on anybody's radar. So if we had like an avenue like to get our artists out there, like I've kind of like I've done it on my own, like found my way into that world. But like we have artists here, like older artists and stuff, like they should have been up here like a long time ago. Where they're like everybody's waiting for the potential we always hear. Like one day Jacksonville is gonna be like, how long can you wait? So
it really is like an infrastructure. No art infrastructure here
exactly.
yet. Because it's the same thing parallel with the music. That's why a lot of our great music artists
People leave.
struggle here or they leave because it's just no infrastructure to really build a career on.
Exactly. Yeah.
Got it. Well, I think I'm gonna leave with this because I'm gonna say what we need to do for maybe with Bold Magazine is do something geared to the arts, to the audience.
Absolutely.
Some peers, show some work, and then maybe have even like a map of where they need to go to see and visit.
That's good.
Yeah,
I think because one thing I give the art community kudos on, especially, I don't know if y'all say, oh, the young artists or the older artists, but it seems like some of the older artists are really getting engaged in the city.
Yeah.
Like Aaron and yourself and Tatiana, like you really get, going to the events, with Katie and all that kind of stuff. So, I give y'all kudos because, kind of back in the day, it used to kind of be more of an incubation with the art community, stay over here. But now it seems like you guys are really, so I think that'd be great, like you said, to do a feature. I mean, I would almost love to do a whole edition just featuring that.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Yeah, it's an art edition.
Placemaker Jacks and Phoenix and
because you can talk about the parallels between the art and the ones who have done stuff like the what's the thing I went through cohorts and all that. I forgot what it's called, but Aaron was me and Aaron was in the class together going through the Jax Bridges.
Yes.
Jax Bridges program. And Elena Olander, she was in it as well.
Okay.
So, but they're bridging to the business community. So there'll be some great stories because you can kind of show both worlds.
So that's probably after the Woody joint.
Yeah, do something like that.
Start putting that together.
And then I just want to his work, man. It's just dope.
I know. So we getting ready to get original joint. So we'll show y'all one day what it looks like.
Yeah, and check out, we got our collab now. I'm really proud of, man. You did a heck of a job with that.
Oh my
that
gosh.
graphic, the art that you allowed us to put on.
So RD,
t-shirts.
let's make sure we have the shirt somewhere connected to this. And then I think our next thing was, and we'll talk offline, because we want to figure out a way to continue to
Yeah.
collab.
Oh yeah.
Now we got a mojo because
Yeah.
our mojo was off trying to figure out what it is, what it is. So,
but it's all
yo,
good.
but we appreciate your
Yeah,
time.
thank you for
brother.
your time,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
Thank you very much. Folks, get prepared for Think Bold
Oh man.
right around the corner. Again, I'm gonna say it again. The rulers, Slick Rick, will be doing a low key, loud, tiny desk. So get prepared for that. We'll keep you in store for what else is going on.
Yeah, and as I always say, it's going to sell out. Like I usually say it as a tagline, but this Think Bold 2026 is going to sell out.
We got the
if you
yacht
see-
party too.
We got the yacht party. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy this year. So tap in thinkboldfest.com and get ready.
Hey, how did everybody do that? Oh, subscribe, hit the
click-
button.
click the
What is all
button,
that?
click
What is
like,
all that?
Click like, subscribe.
Do something to the bottom of the button.
subscribe.
How about that?
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
All
Think
right.
bold.
Yo, thank y'all.
All right.